All right, so picture this. You get an official sounding message from another country, right? But it's not about, treaties or trade or anything serious like that.
Hmm.
It's basically them saying, hey, y'all keep getting us mixed up with somebody else and it's getting old.
Oh, okay, I'm intrigued. Who are we talking about here?
It's Sweden and Switzerland. Apparently, Sweden's had enough of being confused with the Swiss, and they decided to clear things up in, well, the most Swedish way possible.
The most Swedish way. You've got to elaborate on that.
So they sent out this proposal, I guess you could call it, but it's less of a diplomatic document and more of like a playful jab.
Oh, I like where this is going. A little international humor, always a good thing.
Exactly. And today, that's what we're diving into, this humorous proposal that Sweden put out to differentiate themselves from Switzerland.
I'm in. So, what makes this proposal so special? How did they try to set the record straight?
Well, it's not just about pointing out, like, hey, we're in Scandinavia and you guys are in the Alps. They get a bit more creative than that.
Oh, so it's not just geography.
Nope, not at all. They use these really clever comparisons, playing with stereotypes, but then also subverting them in a way that makes you think.
Okay, you've really piqued my interest now. Give me an example. How do they use these comparisons?
Well, one of the first things that jumped out at me was they acknowledge that Switzerland is known for its banks, right? But then for Sweden, they claim sandbanks.
Sandbanks, that's brilliant.
I know, right? It's like they're saying, yeah, we get it. You think of finance when you think of Switzerland, we've got beaches.
It's a clever way to play with those perceptions. They're not outright denying the stereotype. They're just, tweaking it a bit.
Exactly. And it gets even more interesting when they delve into some other unexpected pairings. Like they put LSD next to Switzerland and the Northern Lights for Sweden.
Whoa. Okay. That's a pretty stark contrast.
It is. But it made me think, beyond the initial humor, is there something deeper they're hinting at here?
I think so. Remember, we're talking about cultural associations. LSD, while obviously controversial, has a certain connection to Switzerland, maybe through their history of scientific innovation, maybe a bit of counterculture sprinkled in.
Interesting.
But the Northern Lights, they evoke something totally different, right? It's all about natural beauty, tranquility, those sorts of qualities that people often associate with Scandinavia, with Sweden in particular.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like they're using these unexpected pairings to highlight those deeper cultural differences.
Exactly. And they keep doing this throughout the proposal. Like when they compare Switzerland's particle accelerators, these massive scientific endeavors,
Right.
to Sweden's concept of winding down.
Oh, wow. That's not just about science anymore, is it?
Not at all. It touches upon societal values, different ways of life. It's like they're asking, what do we truly value as a society? Is it all about constant progress, pushing the boundaries of knowledge, like with a particle accelerator? Or is there something to be said for slowing down, embracing the present moment, finding that balance between work and life?
It's almost philosophical, isn't it?
It is. It really makes you think about those underlying cultural differences. And, it's not just about contrasting Sweden and Switzerland. I think it also challenges us, the readers, to examine our own assumptions.
You're right.
Because maybe we unconsciously favor one approach over the other, Do we constantly strive for more, or are we seeking that sense of contentment and balance?
And it's not just about big picture stuff like that. They even touch on, like, the classic image of luxury. Switzerland gets, of course, the luxury watches.
Ah, yes, the epitome of Swiss craftsmanship and precision.
Right. But then Sweden counters with, get this, the luxury of forgetting about time.
Oh, I love that. It challenges the very definition of luxury.
It does. Makes you rethink the whole concept. Maybe true luxury isn't about material possessions. Maybe it's about having the freedom to disconnect, to savor the moment, to just be present.
Exactly. And that's what I find so brilliant about this proposal. It uses these juxtapositions to make us question our preconceived notions, to see things from a fresh perspective. We might initially think of Switzerland as the land of wealth and material luxury, but they flip that idea on its head, suggesting that true luxury lies in something much deeper.
You know what this whole conversation is reminding me of? Have you ever, been introduced somewhere and they totally get your expertise wrong?
Oh, tell me you haven't had that awkward experience too.
Oh, I have. Once at a conference, I was introduced as an expert in, get this, ancient Roman poetry, when my actual focus is 19th century Russian literature, worlds apart.
Oh, I bet that was a moment. Did you correct them?
Oh, I did, but gently. It was more funny than anything else, honestly. But it made me realize how easily we can be pigeonholed based on assumptions.
And I think that's a feeling a lot of people can relate to. We've all been there, right? Misunderstood, miscategorized, maybe even judged based on superficial impressions. And in a way, this proposal, as lighthearted as it is, speaks to that universal desire to be seen and understood for who we truly are.
Yes. As individuals, and I guess as nations too, it's about reclaiming your narrative, showing the world the facets that might get overlooked or misunderstood.
Absolutely. And it does it all with a good dose of humor, which, let's be honest, makes these conversations a lot more enjoyable.
For sure. So we started with this seemingly silly message from Sweden, wanting to set the record straight about not being Switzerland.
Yeah.
But look where we've ended up. We've talked about national identity, cultural stereotypes, the very definition of luxury, and even the importance of being seen for who we truly are.
It really shows how humor can be such a powerful tool, doesn't it? Sometimes laughing at ourselves, or at least at a playful jab from another country, is the best way to start examining these deeper issues.
Couldn't agree more. And it leaves us with something to think about. What if we each had to create our own proposal to differentiate ourselves from someone we're constantly being mistaken for?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What would your key points be? What would you highlight to show the world what makes you uniquely you?
Wow, yeah, that's a question worth pondering. I think I might need a whole separate deep dive to figure that one out.
Same here. But hey, maybe that's a good place to leave it for our listeners to ponder.
Absolutely.
Until next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening.